Welcome back to Einsteinmediacenter, your one-stop shop for all unnecessary media dissection. Today we are joined by Grapevine Gossip, post-hardcore, metal band, what have you. Thank you guys for joining. Would you mind all introducing yourself and then doing a little background about the band and how you got together, etc.?
Yeah.
My name is Sebastian Obzit. I sing in Grapevine Gossip, and we kind of started the band, AJ and I, from two different bands called Hiragana and This Far, and those bands kind of fell through, and AJ and I kept working together and pulled Devin in, and then eventually pulled James and Boyo in as well.
I'm Boyo. That's a good introduction. Yeah, I'm Tyler, but that's just my government name. We like to forget about that and call me by my true name, which is Boyo. I do instrumentation stuff in the band, mostly guitar here. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the album is coming from the likes of Devin's mind. Devin did some great work on the instrumentations for the majority of the album. James and I kind of hopped in near the end of that. That's kind of where I fit in on this. And we've been making music since. And I'll let somebody else go. Keep going.
James, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm James. I guess I play guitar mostly, but I've been jamming with Devin and Tyler and Sebastian for many years, I guess. How many? I don't know.
It's like 15 years.
Yeah.
Maybe not 15 years, but it's
yeah, you're right. It's about 12.
12 years.
That sounds right. So I just known these guys forever, I guess, and yeah, and what Tyler said about the writing and everything, yeah.
We started as a three-piece with me, AJ, and Devin, and then we brought these two guys in to the fold once we had already released a decent amount of music, and then with that we'll go into Devin.
I was gonna say we could do AJ, and then I'll go last. Okay. I'll probably ramble for a little
bit. AJ and I kind of talked about and started what is the idea of Grapevine Gossip, and then right directly after that brought Devin into it, and then there was a three-piece for probably 2 years.
Hello, I'm AJ. I scream in the band, and I basically micromanage all of our organization, and I talk to everybody. So, hello.
He macro manages, actually.
Yeah.
No micro. It's
big management things.
Yeah.
Big management.
Huge.
And with that, we go to Devin.
And I am Devin. Is it coming through my microphone, or is it do I sound clear?
You're good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Devin. So like Sebastian said earlier, it was a three-piece. It was AJ, Sebastian, and I for the longest time. So from our song Raftel all the way up until the album, that was basically all like me doing the instrumentals, guitar, bass, drums, mixing, mastering. So a lot of it doesn't sound the greatest just because I'm not a producer. I'm not like, fucking doing perfect mixes out here. But yeah, we all had been doing music for a long time, and we wanted to get music that we liked out there on the internet, because we all kind of like fell out of love with music, and we tried to kind of bring our love for music back with this project. And so we've just been having fun since day one. Like, we just put random goofy sound bites in our songs, and we just like laugh. Like our first song on the album is just us just rambling for like a minute and a half talking about Pokemon cards and wizards and frogs and shit. So we just wanted to find love in music again, so we started doing this, and it got to a point where I was like, I like making instrumentals, but like I would like to have a little bit of help. And like James said, Tyler and I have been making music together for over a decade now, so we all just vibe together, we work together really well. And
I wasn't even there.
Are you an instrumentalist? Do you make music?
So, bro. I don't think so.
No, wait. All right. So I'm sorry.
So
Sebastian did write the guitar part for Cold and Nefarious, the part in the beginning of the like, he did write that. So you're right. Sebastian has also been there for years. But what I was saying was, as an instrumentalist, I have been jamming with James and Boyo for over a decade, so I knew that I could write music well with them. And so we just brought them in, and just for example, James wrote basically all of the song "The Cheese Stands Alone." Boyo basically wrote all of Dark Magician Girl. Like I came in with like some bass parts and the drum stuff, but like they wrote the shell and composed those songs. So like it was just really nice having them there for that, because as you probably have seen, Dark Magician Girl is like our biggest song on Spotify right now. So having Boyo there to help with that and James there to help with the cheese stands alone, it was just a little match made in heaven.
Nice. That's awesome. So you guys refer to yourself as local/internet band. Where exactly is local for all of y'all?
The West Michigan area. 4 of us, 3 of us are from Muskegon, Michigan. James is from Nunica, which is kind of in between Muskegon and Grand Rapids, and then AJ's from more of the greater Grand Rapids area.
If we had to claim a city that we I guess we're based out of, we would probably most likely say Grand Rapids, just because that's the big city that's near us.
Yeah.
If we were gonna step out and start playing shows, that would be the first city we would do it in.
How is the music scene out in Grand Rapids? Like, is there a lot going on there? How is that for y'all?
It's bumping for metalcore and dad rock. It is going off for metalcore and dad rock.
Dad rock's sick.
For bands like us, we will, like we haven't even tried to play a show yet. So this is kind of like neither here or there, but there's not really like any kind of like swancore, dance cabin dance, hardcore shit going on out here for real. The band Origami Button is actually, I believe, based out of either Grand Rapids or Indiana. I'm not sure.
Their vocalist is from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Or resides in Grand Rapids. I don't want to speak on them because I don't know.
There's like a little tiny pinch. There's a little tiny pinch of swancore over here, but not for real. Like, so, like,
that's in California for real.
Like, we don't like, our fans are not from our town.
Yeah.
Our fans are from everywhere else.
Nice. So is something like, trying to get out there and either whether it's play shows out in Grand Rapids or wherever you could book around the country, is that like something coming down the pipeline, something y'all are working on?
It is something we've been working on slowly. We just kind of want to be more prepared for when we do get offers for bigger shows. But the thing is we don't want to go play some shitty ass hole in the wall bar to a whole bunch of like 40-year-olds that are not going to give a shit about us the next day. So
we've been doing that for a long time.
The majority of us have played
in our old previous bands. We played hundreds of shows and played, like he was saying, for like a bunch of 50-year-old, 60-year-old dudes, and
that absolutely don't want us there.
Don't care about what
they do not want us there. We are ruining their fucking night by being there. You know what I mean?
They just want to drink their beers in peace.
I've been moved enough in my life.
So I think that the main idea was to basically never play a show. We were just going to write music and release it, and if people liked it, they liked it. If not, then we were cool. We were just having fun.
Yep.
Turned out people liked it, and then now we get people asking us to come to their city constantly. So that kind of got us to very, very slowly start working on getting ready to play a show.
Yeah.
So we're working on it, but it's not something that's going to be right away. Right. So if, whoever's listening to this,
unless
sorry, but it ain't coming as soon as you think it is, but it's not going to be as far away as you think it is either.
Yeah, festival hits us up or something. That'd be a great entry.
We get a good offer, it might kick our asses into gear. If not, we're working on it, but it's not in the forefront of what we are and what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Cool. So speaking, obviously every one of you has been doing this for a while, and Grapevine Gossip is specifically more so new. Were the other bands that you were playing with like all in a similar genre of music, or were you, playing different types of music before Grapevine Gossip?
We've all done a little bit of everything. James, what would you consider the death of me? Like, what would you consider?
It was like a post-hardcore band.
Like post-hardcore?
Yeah, it was like metalcore-ish, I guess, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It was similar to like, I don't know.
We've all done, so all of us except for AJ come from a band called Fires of the Albatross. We'll get it out of the way. So that's how we all know each other. We were all in that band for 7 to that 12 years that we've known each other. So we worked with each other for a long time. And that's kind of how this ended up working so well, is just bringing these guys in because they weren't working with that group anymore, So
Yeah, we drew inspiration from stuff like Tool and Coheed and Cambria, Deftones, Dance Gavin Dance to like a little bit. Like we started dealing with like the noodly guitar stuff here and there, like towards the end of our tenure in that band.
But it was mostly trying to work with odd time signatures and
very math rock.
Crazy instrumental things that really no one understood unless you were a nerd at music,
And we love nerd music. We love
yeah, we do. We absolutely do. But that band specifically was a lot of trying very hard to do very complicated things to find no success in it, I guess, But so that was like a more swancore-ish band. I would still say it was more post-hardcore, experimental hardcore. But then I think the other projects that all of us were in, besides AJ, which was specifically swancore, it's just like metalcore.
Yeah, I've done a lot of metalcore.
The reason that I know AJ is actually because I started a band called Hiragana, which was a metalcore band. But he was working with the same musicians that I was working with Hiragana, and that's actually how we met each other. So we ended up. It was either we were in metalcore, hardcore, post-hardcore, swancore-ish.
Also, I played in the Tool tribute band.
Yes, sir. Harry Manback.
Nice.
Harry Manback.
Which was great.
Oh yeah. It was sweet.
It was sweet.
What was the decision then, or did it just come naturally that for this band you wanted to go like full on swancore with, even like a lot like Bird's spoken word bits on the album? Like what was the, direction of that?
I think that was a big part of me and Sebastian pushing Devin kind of in a weird way. I mean, Devin had already been making this kind of music, but the band that I came from, it was called This Far. We were like more of a swancore-esque band. And when me and Sebastian like started talking about making Grapevine Gossip and doing all that, we wanted to make swancore music. So.
No, you were talking about making Incognito mode.
Yeah,
Incognito mode.
You guys.
Sorry, Incognito mode. Yes.
We were two vocalists. He's a screamer, I'm a singer, and we wanted to start a project as a screamer and a singer. So like we were not writing our own music. There was no
just acapella singing and screaming.
Either we got Devin on board or we were fucking dead in the water. You know what I mean? So and Devin's honestly probably my best friend. So I hit him up and it was like, hey buddy, let's we want to try this thing. And AJ had some good success, I guess, numbers wise, social media and Spotify and all that stuff with This Far. So he like kind of knew what he was doing. So that was like a helping factor into like getting you on board and
making the band function as an actual band too.
Yeah, we knew that AJ kind of had figured out the algorithm, I guess, in a way. So we jumped on
to answer the question about why we decided to do swancore, we just always really liked that style of music, and we just wanted to try to fuck with it. Because in our other bands, we kind of just we just focused on making things difficult for the sake of being difficult. We didn't try to make things like fun to listen to. So we just really I specifically just really wanted to make music that like I wanted to listen to. And that's kind of where starting with swancore came about.
Yeah, and not to mention we all love a lot like Birds. We all love Dance Gavin Dance. We all love Kurt Travis, and you name it, we love it. So I mean, it's a big part of all of our lives.
Yeah.
Heard.
I love Kurt so much. He's my favorite vocalist, and I've been saying that since I was 13.
I
think me too.
Have any of you guys got out to the Fall of Troy a lot like Birds tour?
No, but I've seen the videos. Andy's doing so well. I know Corey Lockwood's shoes are really big to fill, but Andy's been doing amazing with it. So
Andy can do anything.
He can do it.
Yeah.
He can do anything. He is,
that guy.
Honestly, Kurt Travis was my favorite vocalist since I was 13, for just like Boyo, for a long ass time. But if there's anyone that's gonna be like me in that fucking right there, you know what I mean? It's Andy Chizak or
Sizik, Chai. I don't, Andy. I'm not gonna pronounce.
I want to say
That's his
Chizak.
last
I
name.
feel like
He's
that's what
Andy.
I've been saying for the longest time.
Let's make him the one and only Andy. Right now, right here.
He is
Andy.
Have you
Andy.
made
Did you
it?
ever say that
Have
word?
you made it out to the Fall
Because
of Troy
he's
show?
him.
No, they were just in my city last week,
Aw.
and I didn't go, and I'm kicking myself. I should have went. I should have went.
I feel.
Oh no.
I feel. I wanted to go to the Hail the Sun, because didn't they tour with Hail the Sun last year
Oh.
too? Or yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that one
It was
too.
the best band in this genre, and I'm gonna keep saying it. They didn't make Swancore, but they've never put out a single bad song. Every song is so good, and their live show is amazing. I've seen it a few times. It's phenomenal. The theatrics they put behind it.
One thing I wanted to ask about was, like we were just talking about a lot like Birds, incredibly self-serious band. And, it works for them. They do a great job. You guys employ a lot of humor in your music. Like you said, the first track on the album is just an interlude, essentially, that goes off the rails.
It's a guided meditation.
Yes.
Is that like just to entertain yourselves? Is that because that's who you are, or is it?
That's just who we are.
That's because we thought it was hilarious.
That is who we are.
The instrumental, I
When
was
it comes
just
down to it, that's because we thought it was funny as fuck.
yeah, I got a MIDI keyboard and I just started messing around with chords and notes and stuff, and we had that in our Google Drive documents, and Sebastian just put it on his computer and started saying stuff. So
And I won't even front. I totally got this idea from a podcast. It was the Almost Friday podcast. They would never see this, but they're fucking hilarious. And I almost completely stole the idea from them and just put music behind it. Our own music, you know what I mean? The music that we wrote. They already had music behind what they did. But I was like, that would be hilarious for the beginning of an album. And then Devin kind of just went from there with his MIDI keyboard, and we got crazy with it.
Yeah, we all add a little bit.
and like we said earlier, we also just like to we wanted to discover love with music again. So doing that is just being ourselves in music, and ourselves are just a bunch of goofy dudes
Yeah, even together we are literally laughs and jokes and just
the whole time.
It's a crazy.
When we try to have
it's
band
crazy.
practice, we get nothing done. It's just goofing the whole time.
That's really the only thing that's stalling us from being able to play shows and stuff, is just because we just goof. We're just a bunch of goofs.
Yeah, we're real funny though. We're probably the funniest group of people I've ever met.
Well,
Because we're us.
chill out. Stop doing tricks on us. But
You should start. a
I'm just
podcast.
gonna say
no,
facts.
You should start a
to
podcast.
answer
We
the
tried to
question,
do a
we did it
podcast one
because we
time.
thought it was funny as shit.
Yeah, we tried to do a
We're
podcast.
laughing hysterically about it and thought that it was funny, so we ran it.
Yeah, I just
And-
imagine people being like, "What the fuck is this?" Or maybe getting like on one of those ASMR like playlists or something, and just me being able to laugh at that.
People, I feel like, take this kind of stuff so seriously, and it is obviously the dream, so it's something to take seriously.
Just be yourself.
But if you just be yourself, like we just really, we didn't know if people would think that was funny. We thought it'd be hilarious, so we ran it, and it turned out like that. That song has thousands, or not even song. That intro has thousands of streams because people think it's funny.
Nice. So to dig into a little bit of the content on that song, we're going to detour from music very quickly. On that song, you talk about Pokemon. The next song is obviously a Zelda reference. So first, if everybody has an opinion, I'd love to hear everybody's favorite Zelda game.
Oh, I got it. Oh,
Ocarina of
Yeah,
Time.
that's definitely a Boyo question.
Yeah, I got a controversial take. And maybe it's because of the age and when it came out, but I really like Skyward Sword. I
That
think
is
it's got a beautiful
controversial.
story. I really like that it cohesively put a beginning to it. Came out on my birthday. I forget how old I was. I was a wee lad, but a lot of people didn't like the motion controls. I still loved it. There was a lot of exploration. You had a new art style, and let alone the amount of story you got from it. Beautiful. It was a great take on the Zelda.
Yep. I liked A Link to the Past. That was like one of the ones that I like fully full. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. You got the OG, the OG.
I
I
think I
just
played
The
the
Link
game.
to the Past was like one of the first ones that I fully started and finished. So I feel like that's probably my favorite one.
I would say the Ocarina of Time. That's where I am.
Classic.
That's just a classic. That's a valid choice always.
Yeah, you can't be mad about that.
Yeah.
I do
I
my
just
number
spent
two.
so
number
many
three,
times,
though.
so many days. As
I have
kid
a really
playing that.
controversial take.
Let's hear it.
Breath of the Wild.
No, that's just it's objectively the best game or the best open world game I've played. That's like a Nintendo first party.
I got into Zelda late.
I mean, Pokemon Legends Arceus was also a pretty good open world
Pretty
Nintendo
good, but Breath of
game.
the Wild, you can get yourself lost in that forever. Like I only had that game for like a year after I got my Switch. I didn't need anything else because every time I turned it on, I would just go back to that. There's so much to do.
That's so fair.
I'm gonna completely out myself right now. I tried to play A Link to the Past. I think on the DS,
Probably Game Boy.
or yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. I think it was a DS though. I don't know if they made a version for that Game Boy or whatever. But then I played Breath of the Wild, and that was actually like what drew me into Zelda. I was a late bloomer when it came to Zelda.
So besides that, my next one has to be about Pokemon. Obviously, I gotta hear what everybody's favorite Pokemon generation is.
Oh, Generation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hard.
Because I got Pancham
Oh, yeah.
right there.
That's easy.
That old Pancham.
Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Yeah.
I love that Cyndaquil boy. I don't care what Typhlosion did. It's all right. They're just little game freaks.
You Tyranitar? Shut up. Dude, the 3 fucking dogs? Shut up.
Yeah. That is all very valid.
Lugia? Come
I
on.
liked
Gen?
Gen 3. Emerald is just my baby.
It's classic.
So yeah,
Rayquaza?
Gen 3. I loved all the starters in Gen 3. I loved the Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, like just all of it. Just everything about Gen 3 was so good.
That's awesome because I'm gonna say I like Gen 4 because it came with Shaman, and Shaman is my favorite.
Shaman's
Pokemon,
I love
That was
Shaman.
good.
I
Sinnoh's
love
good.
Shaman.
I love Diamond. Diamond was the one for me.
James, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I don't know if James.
You're just sitting there serving looks. You're just
I prefer Pal World. I'm a Pal boy.
Pal World.
Whoa.
It's an Xbox guy. So
Whoa.
yeah.
I love
Goodness,
Pal
Master
World.
Chiefs.
Whoa.
I'm not mad at that.
My favorite Zelda is Halo.
To get things somewhat back on track. It feels like the Grapevine Gossip mascot, Great Boy, like takes a lot of aesthetics from the video game world, and I know you recently launched like that fandom wiki page about the band and the mascot and the lore, etc. Can you speak a little bit about like what made you guys want to create this universe and kind of who masterminded that whole thing?
AJ.
AJ sure can.
So I guess I kind of masterminded the whole thing. It all really started like once Sky Cave sent us the art, and I seen the cube, and as soon as I seen the cube, and we like started. Well, it was when we were talking about the cube and figuring it out, and that's like when my mind just started making this giant mind web, and I have on my phone like a web of just like ideas and thoughts that I put together, and over the time of the album being done, I've just started writing chapters and developing all sorts of lore.
So is this something that you'd like to develop into other types of media? Like, is that like maybe a long-term goal of yours, or?
Oh, definitely. I think that'd be
Oh, yeah.
an awesome long-term goal of the whole band. And I'll say it right here, right now. We are like we have Great Boy 3D modeled completely, and we're getting him rigged. So we're taking steps to move the lore forward and move things forward in like ways that other bands probably have never done before.
Being able to animate things, being able to put Great Boy in the VR world.
Imagine a Great Boy anime.
Yeah, I have my Oculus Quest, and I'm planning on getting him on VR chat, and we're just gonna do stupid stuff. We're gonna go bully
do
kids
VR
in
music
VR chat,
Mhm.
looking like Great Boy.
Just like 5 of us in
Yeah.
a grape gang.
I'm currently sporting 2 Great Boys. I got a Great Boy there.
That's dope.
And I got a Great Boy on the back of my shirt. Can you see it?
No.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, and it's too blurry.
Yeah.
Fair
Yep.
enough.
God,
You got potato quality.
Fair enough. But I got a Great Boy on the back of my shirt.
My mind is always just constantly going, and like it's kind of a curse and a gift at the same time. Yeah, so
It's been a gift to us.
It's
So
a blessing. Yeah. As I said, you're the hardest worker I know, AJ. So it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
blessing to have you.
I don't know
Well,
how
thank
you
you.
balance your work life and your music life and your family life all at the same time.
Yep.
It's,
Everybody, shout out AJ.
Yeah, shout out AJ. Big ups,
Shout out,
AJ. Can we get
Thank
ups in
you.
the chat for
Thank you.
AJ? W's for AJ.
Yeah, get some
W's in the chat for AJ.
W's in the chat for AJ.
W's in the chat.
Chat,
Like,
clip that.
let's get out of here.
Chat, clip
Clip
this
it.
shit.
Chat, clip it. Clip this.
It's a very supportive band. You got
Yep.
AJ.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
we
supportive.
all love each other.
AJ, you also seem like a really useful friend to have around. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He's
I would
best.
say-
just his ability to
I would
like
say that-
talk to people. Like I don't have like really bad social anxiety, but like I kind of do. So like AJ I'll just be like, man, I really wish we could like have a feature with properties of nature, and he's like, I'll message him. I'll hit up Josh right now. I'm like, no, you don't got to do that, and he's like, no, I'll do it. I'm already
2
sending the
weeks
message.
later,
so-
we're recording a song with Josh from Properties of Nature.
yeah,
Uh,
like it's that ability to be able to do that. Just
Are we
I
allowed to
mean,
talk about our current
No,
endeavors, AJ?
No, we really aren't allowed to talk about our current endeavors, but I will say that we actually have created something that's very huge, and it'll probably pretty big this year if it actually ends up happening. So we'll see.
It's looking like it's gonna happen.
I don't
Big
like
things
I don't
coming.
like to say things before they're done.
Can I say a very vague version
Nope.
of what it is?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I can't even hint at it.
what's the next
All right,
question?
all right.
Speaking of getting features, can you talk a little bit about like some of the features you've done? You know, you put out the album out last year. I know you had the Andreas feature that happened afterwards. I think also was it Lilac Kings that happened afterwards?
Yeah,
That and Coletta.
Coletta.
Yes,
Can you
Coletta.
speak a little bit about how all those came together?
Okay, so
We sure
the
can.
the very first feature was from Properties of Nature, which was Josh, and that was kind of really a weird one for us because we had just dropped Raftail and we didn't really know what kind of feedback we were gonna get. And all of a sudden in our inbox, Josh Fraser messaged us and he was like, "Hey, you guys are so awesome." And we're like, "Holy crap, what? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And then after that, me and him we became like best friends. We talk to each other every day. That's like one of my real homies. So and then moving on from that, I would say we all love Joey Holiday, so we had to have Joey Holiday on a feature. We love Anamoria. We love just everything he does.
Yep.
Yeah, I've
and then
been
I guess
chasing that goal for a long time, so I'm glad we
I
finally got
think
that.
we all kind of have in a weird way, and I think that song was actually even written with Joey Holiday in mind, like a long time ago.
Yeah, a little bit of background on that song. I originally wrote the instrumental for that song like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and it was going to be a song with me, Sebastian, and our friend Caleb. And that song just didn't end up going through. But like even back when we wrote it, 3 or 4 years ago, we said that we need to get Joey Holiday on this song. We're like, if there's anybody that's going to fill out this area, it's going to be him. And
And
darn it, 4 years later, we did it.
Yep, and here's another funny thing is that we honestly didn't even come up with Great Boy. Joey Holiday did. He is the person that made Great Boy because we just asked him to name the song. We were like, name the song whatever you want, and we're just gonna run with that. And he named the song Great Boy, and we were like, holy crap, that's such a cool idea.
And we kind of ran with that theme a little bit, I think,
we just
into
ran with it.
our next few songs, right? Like
Yep.
Andre's named Open Sesame.
You did.
Yep, and that is something that is particular to Andreas. So
Open Sesame is a deep cut for him.
Yeah, it connects to its lyrics if you want to go searching.
And he's so good. Oh my gosh. His voice, he has the voice of an angel. He was very kind about like doing retakes because like he sent us like a first draft and he was like, yeah, here it is. And we were like, could you like maybe do this part a little differently? And he did, like no ifs, ands, or buts. He's like, this is your guys' song. I want it to sound how you guys want it to sound. And he was just so accommodating and so friendly and just so good at what he does. I love
And
it.
that's
Which I
another
wish,
thing, he is
I
an amazing
wish that
artist.
it wouldn't have become like a Grapevine Gossip deep cut song. You know what I mean? Like it does well, but like That
I
song
like
should blow up. His part is fucking killer.
Yeah.
The song all around is a slapper.
It felt like the stars aligned with it because, like, I did the original demo for that, just roughly for a meme thing to put a goat scream over years and years ago. But when I did it with Andre's music in mind because I've listened to a lot of it. So when I showed the band this, shitty demo I did years ago that they fleshed out into a real song, I was just like, yeah, I had Andre's info. AJ made it happen, getting him on. It was just. It's all very perfect, having them name it and do all that. It was very, like, the stars aligned. It was always meant to be.
And not to mention, that's a huge thing for us. Like, Andreas is one of my favorite artists of all time. Every year, he's in, like, my top 3, I want to say, of all-time artists. So that is, like, a huge, huge thing for us. And
I
then
listen to that all the time.
And then when we got Andreas, that was when I reached out to Coletta. And from there, I formed a friendship with Dylan and talked to him a little bit. Probably about like 4 years ago, his band had made a post about mixing and mastering of other bands. And I had seen it a long time ago, and it just didn't exist anymore. So I just messaged them and asked them if they could mix our music. And Dylan was like, yes, please, let's go, run it. So, I mean, that's how we got our Coletta features, because he is mixing our music, and it was just kind of there. So.
Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Coletta.
Shout out.
Sky Cave too.
Homies.
Shout out, Dylan.
Oh yeah, shout out to our Sky
So
Cave
like
artist.
anything after the album has been Dylan, and there is more to come that Dylan has mixed and mastered. So shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Coletta.
Also, shout out Sky Cave always. Dylan and Sky Cave are like
Sky
the other
Cave.
pieces of this.
Sky Cave is our artist, the one that drew Great Boy. And
He also did
has
the DGD
brought-
stuff recently.
yeah, he just had his art featured in the DGD merch, which was pretty cool. Which, for the deep cutters, our little worm that's in our art is also in that art that DGD has. So now we are intertwined.
So
with
we're
DGD.
connected to Dance
We are
Gavin Dance.
connected and intertwined with DGD's lore forever,
This is
because
our
Sky
goggles.
Cave drew art into their
That's
art,
Caterpillar
which is
Wizard.
also
He is a
in our
wizard.
art.
This is
Yes,
DGD.
we are pretty amazing.
We're
Pretty
touching
amazing.
tips. We're touching tips with DGD.
You're connected to DGD. They're gonna have to take you on tour now.
Caterpillar.
Our
He
worm
Caterpillar
is
connects
that's
us.
in our art. Is
He's not a worm.
So-
He is a caterpillar.
That's okay. We got
Yeah,
a worm
but-
inside DGD. It's fine.
It's fine.
We
Worm.
We put a worm in Gavin.
Whoa. All right. Next question, please.
You say it sounds like you have some music like in the tank potentially coming out. I know you probably don't want to say too much, but would that be in the form of an EP, another album, just a few singles throughout the year? What's the release schedule looking like?
So it looks like coming up in September we might have something pretty big dropping. That will be like more of like not just us, it'll be other people too as well. And then we also have other songs in the works, but to be honest, this other project that we're working on right now has been taking up most of our time. We do have at least 3. We have actually a whole EP that is in demo form, basically.
We got a lot of demos.
We have 10 songs that are like partially done. 5 songs are more done than the other 5 songs, so we thought we might as well just do 5 of them right now as an EP later this year, and then have another 5 on the back burner for next year. And these songs are all songs that, because like we said earlier, we all wrote stuff separately. Like I wrote a lot of the stuff on the album, then James wrote Cheese Stands Alone, and then Boyo wrote Dark Magician Girl. But these songs we've all been like actually collaborating with each other, so it's going a lot better, and the songs are sounding more cohesive and better composed than our previous songs that were together.
And I would say our sound is starting to like actually develop and turn into more of our own sound.
Yeah.
More mature.
Relative to what it was.
You know.
Something that I've noticed in the Swancore scene with, I'll call, anybody who kind of debuted after 2017, 2018, like the newer crop, next generation of those bands, like you see a lot of features, a lot of collaboration amongst all the groups. Why do you think that is? Because, from a lot like Birds Hail the Sun generation, there wasn't quite so much of that. What do you think has really changed about the music scene since then that has kind of forced this, not forced this, but like maybe let this happen for all of them?
Pushed this to happen more often.
I got one word for it. It's community. The community.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boyle. Boyle said it perfectly.
That, and it gets more people to pay attention.
And a lot of
That's
the
what it
bands,
is. That's what it comes down to. More ears are going to pay attention when two groups that they already are listening to do a song together.
Yeah, like wasn't it Wolf and Bear and Adventure did
That was
a
great.
split EP? Yeah, it's like I
There
feel
was
like
Animal Jam.
I think
Yeah.
that bands are a lot closer nowadays. Like the friends of bands are like, we're a lot closer than bands used to be. Like with social media and how things are, you can literally just message anybody. I mean, it's just kind of how it is nowadays. So
No, we're all bros. We're all friends.
I think that AJ, you're actually in a chat with like most of these bands, right?
that's undisclosed. But yeah.
Oh.
that's undisclosed, but yeah.
that one might need to get cut.
There,
No, that's fine.
there's probably a couple chats between and amongst these bands that are all doing it in our genre that you can pass knowledge or ideas along to and make things happen.
And they're more just like people just talking, hanging out, showing their new music and like asking opinions and just silly things like that. But yeah, then another thing is like the higher tier bands, like say DGD, Hail the Sun, I would say that they're way less prone to wanting to ever do features because they're so backed by labels and backed by things that they don't really have like the creative say like we do. We can just do whatever we want whenever we want. We have nobody telling us what to do when to do it. If we want to just drop a whole page of lore, we just drop it. Like it's just, it's like it's nothing really to us. So
We're not trying to make any money off of it or anything. It's just releasing things that we think people will like.
Stuff that we like. I'm not ashamed to say it. Grapevine Gossip was in my top 5 on Spotify last year. I like our own music. We make music that we like. Again,
Yep, exactly.
bringing it back to us finding love in our music again. Like
I really liked Hey Listen.
Yeah, Hey Listen's one of my favorites. Dark Magician.
Yeah, you weren't even a
like, we write what we like, and we like what we write.
Nah, I love that. Nobody's gonna advocate for you except for yourself. I dig that.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we got some cool candles too. Our
Oh,
fans
yeah.
are so cool too. That's what I mean by community. It's even our fans, not more than just bands. It's a nice community in the Swancore scene, dude. It means
Somebody
a lot.
crocheted a little grape boy like stuffed animal. Like people draw a grape boy and like send it to us on Instagram all the time. Like there's just so much community. I feel like the Facebook group, the Swan posting group, that also really helped contribute to a community following. Everybody like just posting in there, even if it's not DGD related, like just still just posting in there and talking to each other. It's just
I have
very
conversations there all the time as just a DGD fan myself and fans of the other bands. I just enjoy the community.
It's true, and especially with Swancore, even if it's a relatively small genre, I could myself included, like the fans are psychotic. They're all like sycophants, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they're like
love
they're
it.
obsessive, and it's great.
Because I am too. You should see me about Sonic.
Yeah.
I got just like 2 more questions. I got the first one. If you guys were to, tour in the next like 3 or 4 years, what would be like your dream tour package that, maybe 2 or 3 other bands you could tag along with?
Do they have to be bands? Or
No.
can it be like, okay, cool.
I have mine just easy. I would say Hail the Sun headlining, Properties of Nature playing with us too, like probably like,
Second support.
Yeah.
First support.
and then us and who else? There's a lot of just good bands in the scene, but I feel like Hail the Sun headlining, Properties of Nature, us, and
that's 3.
well, I thought you were saying like 2 or 3 other bands.
Okay.
So,
Besides
we'll circle back to me. What were you going to say, boy? I'm pretty sure
I got it. All right. So Hail the Sun's number 1
hyperpop.
for me. Number 2 is going to be this guy called Scro. Do you guys know who Scro is?
Of course.
Yeah,
you know
he's like a
Scro.
guitar guy who also does vocals. He's been blending a lot of like hyper pop with like metalcore
Swancore.
and like Midwest emo. Recently did a song with like Andy Chizak that was amazing.
Okay.
It had a lot of Litchchlore like influence. But yeah, Sco would be my number 2. He's definitely one of the best musicians I've ever heard, solo artist. And my number 3 is another solo artist type deal, a guy by the name of Lucille. He's a little smaller, but he does like emo influenced indie-ish hyper pop type thing. Pretty cool. Cool. Those would be my 3.
I'm gonna dream bigger. I'm gonna go DGD, directly supported by Hail the Sun, directly supported by us, directly supported by Properties of Nature.
So mine, but you just added DGD at the top. That's fair.
I had this idea from the get. I didn't,
No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You didn't.
All right,
count
But
that.
DGD, Hail the Sun, us, Properties of Nature. If there was to be a 5th band introduced, maybe like Mela or like Space Weather.
What's that Russian band?
Space Weather fucking
Me and
rules.
Nora.
Shout
Me
out
and
to
Noah?
Space
If
Weather.
I could dream bigger, I would say Circa Survive headlining. That would be like
They
that
don't
would-
exist anymore.
they don't. That's what I'm saying. If I could dream bigger,
What
That would-
about
Right.
Chiodos?
Chiodos.
Yeah,
They got
fucking
back
sick.
together.
They're the fucking coolest.
Come on, that's Chiodos. I know you probably
They're
can't.
a thing again.
I would say that mine has to be like probably like Coletta, Andreas, us, and Novumora.
I love Novamora.
yeah,
I
dude.
think that
new
would be
song-
so much
AJ's
fun.
talking about something that's like doable right now.
Yeah, that
That
new
would be
song,
awesome.
Solstice. That song has been on repeat in my house. Like I've been.
Shout out Novumora. Shout out Space Weather. Shout out Lilac Kings. Who else we got?
Shout out Sky Cave. I'm so sorry we didn't do that in the album. I'm
Shout
so
out.
sorry. Shout out Sky Cave again. Always forever.
Completely my fault. Shout out Sky Cave.
Yep.
On the end of the album, when we did our thank you thing, I thanked everyone except for our artist.
Well,
Yeah.
so did I, dude. I started naming like random shit. I said like
Flavor
snakes.
Flav.
You
Flavor
thanked
Flav's
inanimate
clock.
objects before you thanked Sky.
Yeah, but like I wasn't thinking
JoJo's
about it. I
lower
was
half.
just being silly. I just
JoJo's lower half got thanked.
I hit record on the microphone and just started saying shit. I was looking around my room. And
That's
just
what I did
kind of
too. That's what me and Boyo did too. I literally was like, record me. I'm gonna just start saying some shit. Yeah.
Yep. So I feel bad. But shout out Sky Cave always.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out Sky Cave.
Sky
Fuck
Cave
yeah,
forever.
guy. I'm gonna
Look
get
at,
tatted on my forehead so he doesn't forget.
he works with DGD. He works with us. He's just an amazing artist all around. Bands, if you want to work with him, don't because
don't
Yeah, we
say
claimed
that.
him.
He belongs to us.
Sixth member.
he's ours. He's part of the band now.
We're gonna make
The
him
only
drop.
other person he can work with is DGD. It's in
Wait, no, hold
contract.
on. You can get a
In
hold
Blood
of
and
Sky
Cum?
Cave, but you have to beat him in Super Smash Bros. First.
Good luck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Good
good
luck.
luck, fucking scrub, fucking noob.
Yeah. No, I listen, we played for
He's
like
cracked.
3 hours one night, and I don't even think I killed him one time. Did I take any of his stocks,
No,
AJ?
I don't think you stocked him once. I don't think you.
I don't think like when we played
He's
for
back
hours.
broken.
in Super Smash Bros.
Oh, he's very,
yeah.
very crazy. He's a mains Roy, and he's insane.
Oh my god. But the thing is, like he was telling us eventually, like, yeah, pick who I should play as. We were like,
Yeah, he's-
all right, play as Jigglypuff and you can only down B the whole time. He's like, okay.
And then just fucking runs you.
just wrecked us, yeah.
Damn.
Hold on.
He's a different breed.
I always like to ask a little bit about the local cuisine of the band's area. So if I were coming to your area, what's like either
me
the
get this
one food, one restaurant, like one whatever that I would have to try?
All right,
Then
I'm
you
gonna
better
give you
come in
I'm gonna
hot
give you
because
a
I got
couple.
multiple.
I'm gonna give you a couple. So there is an establishment called Hamburger Mikey, and Hamburger Mikey is they have been featured in like Food Network, the Travel Channel, all these different things. They're nationally renowned for their French fries. They have a certain way of doing it. I used to work there, so I know the secret, but I'm not going to tell you the secret. Yeah, they have a secret way they do their French fries. Their burgers are amazing. They do smash patties, and they always have a burger of the month where they collaborate with other local places. Like there's a soul food place, and they would do like a soul food burger that's like collard greens, mac and cheese on a cornbread bun. It's so good. Yeah, and it's so
I didn't
they
know that.
yeah, so they do a whole bunch of different collaborations with local other restaurants, and they're really cool. I love them so much. Tim, the owner, is one of the best people you'll ever meet.
Tim's great.
Curry Kitchen, they are from Muskegon. They are one of the, I can't remember, like there's something about them. They won a lot of awards for being an Indian food restaurant. They're really big in Michigan. And lastly, I would say this isn't just because James and I work there, but the Village Baker, they're a bakery / bar / restaurant. So you can be at the restaurant side and like get yourself a drink and get some good food, get a pizza or whatever, and then it's connected to a bakery where you can go get soft pretzels and like exotic like baked goods. It's really good place. Love that place.
Devin
those
hit
would
the
be
nail
my-
on the head. Hit the
Agreed.
nail on the head. The Village, the Beaks Pizza, the
Beak?
Beaks Pizza, out of this world, dude. The garlic chicken or spinach, whatever they do, out of this world, insane. Nail on the head. I'd say, other than that, the only other places you would visit, like in the city, and then you go to like a steakhouse, like what's it, Roos Chris, or
Oh my
we
god!
we got
I can't
all that
believe
same
you
shit
just
that other
fucking
people have.
said that shit. Get the fuck out of here! No, hell no.
Why no?
Hey,
Why
I
do
had
you-
a bomb steak from there
No.
a couple weeks ago.
Hell
Bomb
no.
steak.
Why don't you like
Forgot a
them? Here's
couple.
say it
Turks
right now.
and Frcanos.
Oh,
He's
Frcanos.
he's on again. He's on
Mhm.
something. Turks, Frcanos.
Turks, Frcanos. Also Taco Jasquilla in whatever Grand Haven. I fuck with them. They do me good. They make something I call dippy tacos. It's whatever those tacos are that you like dip in
Quesadillas?
shit.
Quesadilla tacos.
Yeah, I call them dippy
Quesadillas.
tacos because
Very
white,
specific,
but, oh
man.
my god, they're so good. They fuck my brains out.
Yeah. Ow.
Bro, listen.
They're not even in it anymore. They're not even in his head anymore. And that's why he is the way that he is.
Cool.
No, if you're gonna
Good
come to
answers.
Michigan, if you're gonna come to the west side of Michigan, there's a lot of good food.
Yeah.
Yep,
agree
beer,
with
Hamburger
Hamburger
of
Mikey's
food
number
here.
one.
yep,
You-
and
Hamburger
we're
Mikey's
beer,
number
Beer City, USA too.
As
So
long
we
as
have,
you
like,
don't go to
all
a
the
fast food
breweries.
restaurant, you'll probably end up with some good food around here.
Nice. All right. So thank you guys for joining. This was awesome. Really appreciate you doing this. What would you like to shill in the last like 20 seconds?
Shout Sky.
Shout out Sky Cave. Always shout out Sky Cave, but just be on the lookout for on our page as well as a lot of other Swancore bands pages here in the next coming weeks. There are going to be some big announcements, and we're really excited about what's to come. So just be on the lookout.
Dropping new
Big
lore chapters
things.
every week. Check those out on our wiki.gg. More music too, also.
Yep.
Besides the other big thing.
We're gonna keep trying to release music at the speed that we do until we decide to do another album, and then we'll take a little chunk like we did before and release another album. Keep listening, keep paying attention to the lore, keep what was it? What was the last thing?
Shout Sky Cave.
Shout out Sky Cave.
Yo, I haven't done one of these outro videos in a minute, but I don't know. After talking to the guys, well, first of all, life kind of calmed down a bit, so had a few minutes to do this. But one of the things that Devin from Grapevine Gossip talked about was kind of falling back in love with music and art, and even though I don't make music and I'm terrible at writing music, I kind of look at these interviews kind of like art, and being able to talk to a band that's coming up in the Swancore scene, which was just so fundamental for me as a kid, like, it's pretty cool. Like, I saw Andreas, like, God, I don't even know, like 5 years ago, and to be able to talk to people that like are now collaborating with him, like, it's cool stuff. It's, they were talking about like Kurt Travis has been like my favorite singer since I was 13. Like, I was pretty much also like there, when Dance Gavin Dance, a lot like Birds, Hail the Sun World Tour at like 2012, 2013. Like, that was the height of my obsession with them. So, I don't know. I really appreciate the guys coming out and chatting with me. If you have not listened to their music, I don't even know why you stayed to the end of this video. Again, not sure who watches these things besides my parents. Hi, Mom and Dad, I love you. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks again to Grapevine Gossip. Really cool dudes, incredible musicians. I really cannot wait to hear what they got coming later this year. If you got this far, you heard them just say, like, stay tuned, and I really think you should. Follow them on Instagram and all the other stuff. And, you know, if you are a Swancore band or any other band and you make it this far, hit me up. I'm on Instagram all the time. DMs are wide open. I also have an email you could probably find. But yeah, I'd love to chat, love to say what's up. And now, if you've been here before, you know, it's time to go lift some goddamn weights. Let's go see if we could deadlift 330. I am not warmed up. Oh God, I can't do it. I need the straps. I feel like straps are kind of cheating, but you know, sometimes it'd be like that. I was not getting that shit raw. My grip strength sucks. All right, here we are, 330. Doesn't count. I had to use the straps. Whatever.